What we're trying to do is that capture very fine-grained information, identify the trees and all the input that goes into the tree, all the different aspects that concerns the tree, and be able to track it all the way to throughout the supply chain and associate that information with the product that comes out of that tree. So a very high resolution information about where the product produced, in this case apple or pear, is coming from. So what we are doing is using very contemporary technology. What that includes is a mechanism to tag and identify the tree. For that we're using NFCs on individual tree. So what these NFCs do is that they hold the unique identification of the tree, which then links to a database that we have created, which holds all the information that's captured. So when I say information, individual measurements that we do for individual trees can then be stored in that database. We further have developed different APIs, and we had front-end apps which allows us to capture that data and also view it. So it's a whole information system that we have captured. So at harvest, what happens is that we come here, we scan the tree or the row, the fruit goes in the bin. I scan the bin that it went into. That way I associate the relationship between where it came from and where it went into. And with the harvester platform here, that then sort of puts all the fruit into that bin which was linked to the source it was picked from. That then goes into our shed where it's being graded. Even during the grading process, we have RFID scanners there, and the RFID scanners automatically detect the bin that's coming in and then associate all the other farm input in relation to that particular fruit that's in that bin. Unlike a lot of different traceability solutions, our focus is very much on farm. So what that means is that the data that's being captured, it's not just to enable traceability for the entire supply chain, but also for the growers to make informed decisions. While doing that, they can also have different sort of credibility that this is what I'm doing in my farm, and thus can I be given credit for certain aspects of my farm, the fruit, be able to share that as well. And best part of our solution is that it's mobile apps. So you're not gonna have to write down different data here and then go sit in front of a desktop and log all the data in. You put the data as you go. So that way there is a very streamlined process of the data collection, because in a lot of the time the concern is that how much extra resources and time do I have to dedicate in collecting this data. So we have tried our best to minimize that in this way. And like I said, requirements can differ across different farms. So maybe some farmers would want to capture the data at individual tree level, but not all of them. So in that case, you can always change the resolution to whatever level you want to capture the data. While we have developed this platform in the farm, we have also worked to integrate with other supply chain systems. So your grading platforms and processing platforms, couple of examples to see that how other systems can also exchange data into this infrastructure. That way we are not just capturing in-farm data, but also the data throughout the supply chain. So we have worked with Fruit Grower Victoria to capture data about pest and disease that we're using their application. We have worked with Rubens to capture data about quality profiles and quality profiles pre-harvest, at harvest, post-harvest. So we have sort of tried out that integration approach and have a working example of how a supply chain end-to-end traceability system might work. As part of our broader research, what we are also doing is that as the fruit is picked, it comes on this belt, gets assessed and graded using these sensors here. So there is RGB cameras which give you your outer profile of the fruit, such as color, texture, and then we have the internal fruit quality being assessed using spectrometers on here. So what's basically happening is that as the fruit is being picked, it's being graded before it goes into the bin. That way we have the quality profile of the fruit coming off the tree as soon as it's picked. When the bins are created, therefore we would already have grade and broader quality profile associated with that bin before it's going to processing.